The hard-nosed prosecutor for the Southern District of New York claims he was fired after refusing to resign. He also claims President Trump once told him he would be allowed to keep his job. But now a lot of insiders are saying Barrara is making a self-serving spectacle of the situation in order to further his own political agenda. But is there something bubbling beneath the surface? Let me ask Judge Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst. Welcome back, Judge.
Oh, always good to be with you. So, you know, U.S. attorneys who are the chief federal prosecutors throughout the country is divided into judicial districts. This is the district of most of New York City. Serve at the pleasure of the president. And they know this before they get the job, and they're reminded of it during the job. So the president tells you to resign, you should resign. Unless you want to turn that resignation into some sort of a political springboard, like running for office in New York City or New York State, where Donald Trump might not be that popular, and you want to be able to say, I wouldn't let him force me into resigning. He fired me.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a nice political sort of gambit that he can take. But in terms of, can the president have whoever he wants as federal prosecutors around the country? Absolutely. It's been the law since 1789. All
right, so let's talk a little bit about Barrara, because he's been in the middle of this big investigation of City Hall here in New York, and so I think people wouldn't have been surprised to see him stay on and maybe nail Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Well, I don't know what evidence he has. No one outside the Justice Department knows what evidence he has, but the rule of thumb is that a investigation once commenced would be continued by the acting U.S. attorney, and then eventually the person who will be appointed, nominated, and confirmed to be U.S. attorney. Just because the U.S. attorney is gone doesn't mean that cases go away.
Yeah.
It is theoretically possible for a new U.S. attorney to say, I'm not interested in going there, which is why these investigations are often kept below the radar screen, but highly unlikely that would happen. Listen, Barrara is no friend of the First Amendment. You remember what he did to some very good friends of yours and mine at Reason magazine, where he sought their
gag order
sources and then got a judge to issue a gag order. Almost unheard of. You're in the media, you post something on your website, the government wants to know who the person was that got onto your website, and you can't talk about it? I mean, it's one thing for prosecutors to push the envelope. They should be aggressive. It's another thing for them to act as if the First Amendment didn't exist.
Yeah.
On the other hand, this guy did root out political corruption, but Donald Trump, fill in the blank, the President of the United States is entitled to have his own sheriff of Wall Street, which is what this job is sometimes called, because Wall Street is in its district.
What do you say to people who are outraged by the request for 46 resignations?
I say that Bill Clinton asked for 93 resignations, and George Bush asked for a lot. George Bush actually did it twice. This is a standard operating procedure.
Because you would think from the reaction that this is a draconian exercise where Sessions...
You know, I know some of these people, and I feel sorry for them that they're out of jobs, but they knew that this was probable at the time that Donald Trump defeated Hillary Clinton, and they knew it was possible at any time. Barack Obama could have said to Preet Bharara a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, you know what, it's time for somebody else to have your job. And you're gone.
And Loretta Lynch once had a job here in New York City's U.S.
Yes, Loretta Lynch, before she was the U.S. Attorney General, was the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, which is Brooklyn and Long Island. Exact same position as Mr. Barrara's, except for a different geographical area.
Well, maybe Preet thought that he was going to be sitting sweet with some sort of fancy pants promotion in D.C.
I think he thought he could continue to pursue political corruption. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And whether he wanted to ride that to higher office or not, I don't know. This is a job once had by Tom Dewey before he was elected governor of New York and ran for president.
And he won.
By Jim, by Jim Comey before he became director of the FBI, by Rudolph Giuliani before he was elected mayor. So this office is known to be a political springboard. It is also an office known for rooting out corruption in Wall Street. I think he was way too heavy-handed in Wall Street. But the political corruption, I'm glad he pursued it.
All right, Judge, thank you very much for your insight. Interesting times. Very much appreciate it.